Okay, so in our game so far, when we test it, quick note by the way, uh, you have to click on this SWF file to uh, let the computer know that that's the target of our key presses. So um, the spacebar won't work for the jump until you click the screen. But now, if you notice, the robot keeps going up every time he lands. Why is that happening? So let's take a look at our actions. So we're going to make sure we go here and open our actions window. By the way, you can go window actions, or you can push F9 on your keyboard and open these up. Okay, and the the culprit is right here. So what the function's doing is it's looping through to see if hero's jumping. Right here, it's checking to see if he's jumping. If he's jumping, the jump speed gets minused by 1. But before that, his y coordinate gets minused by the jump speed. And essentially, to fix this, I don't want to take too much time on the video, but you change this to 21. And the reason is it's never cycling through its last 20 pixels going down before jump speed gets turned to false. Okay, so if we change that to 21, he will make it all the way back to his original starting point. Okay, now what I want to, so if you change that, that'll work. But I'm also going to add something else in this video. What I want to do is, let's fit in the window here. We're going to add some ground. So we're going to find an icon that looks like this. Some people have the new layer icon down here on their animate. Mine's right there. So I'm going to add a new layer, and I'm going to call this ground. And I'm going to go ahead and drag it to the bottom. Actually, I'm going to leave it up there just to remind you how to drag things to the bottom and why that's necessary. Okay, so I'm going to lock all the layers by clicking this lock, and then I'm going to unlock the ground. Now, for now, I think the ground's just going to be stationary. It's not going to be whizzing by, which would be cool to do. We'll do that at a later point. Let me zoom out a little further so that I can see the bottom edge. Okay, so all I'm going to do is, my tools are off the screen here, sorry about that. I'm going to take a rectangle, and I'm just going to draw ground. I'm going to draw, say, I don't know, yay big, okay? And Control Z, I'm going to undo that. What I want to do is, wait, how come I can't say undo? That is weird. Let me just click in this frame and push delete on my keyboard, or edit clear. Okay, so I'm going to set the color first. I'm going to set it to, well, I'll set it to gray so you can see it. And then the outline's going to be black. And now I'm going to drag my rectangle. How about I keep my toolbar open, huh? And I'm going to drag the rectangle across the screen, and I'm going to put it in front of the robots to remind you that you can move layers around. And okay, so there we have it. Okay, now what we want to do is select all of this, and my toolbar is driving me nuts right now. So let's move this over here, and how about I show you this tool? It can resize things. And we're going to turn this into a movie clip. So we're going to say modify, convert to symbol. And what we want to do is go ahead and click this button here for the registration point to be the top corner. Okay? And we're going to just label it ground here so we know in the library it'll be called ground. We're going to go ahead and hit OK. And remember right away to go Window, Properties, and give it an instance name. And we're also going to call it ground here. Okay? We're going to call it ground in the Properties window as well. And that way we could refer to it in code. Now, if we go inside of this movie clip by double-clicking or through the library, you will notice that the registration point, I'm going to open it up by double-clicking. You'll notice that the registration point is in the top left corner. It's right there. See that little plus sign? That means that is the X and Y coordinate location for this movie clip. So whenever we refer to ground, and we want to talk about its X and Y coordinate, it will focus on that point right there. So what we're going to do, drag the ground layer below the robot. Voila. And I just want to show you something in the code. I want to say that when his jumping cycle is over, that his y coordinate is going to be set to the ground's y coordinate. So we're going to say hero.y, because this is the end of his jump function, or at least it exits the jump function right here. His y coordinate is now going to be equal to ground y coordinate. And let's see what happens. Control test. Okay, so when I push spacebar, see how he just quickly makes it look like he's landing on the ground? Okay, now let's move the ground into the correct place. Okay, so to do that, pretty simple. I'm just going to grab the ground on its layer, and I'm going to drag it down to where I think the ground should be, and it should be right about there. Okay, and so let's go control test. And who knows, maybe we have this guy doing different types of jumps where his speed changes and things are falling, and we want to, when they hit the ground, we want to set it right at the y coordinate of the ground. This is one way to do it. Okay, so go ahead and have fun inserting your ground. Have fun.